Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. I'm a beauty enthusiast and consultant who loves to talk about everything dealing with beauty and makeup, and today we got some new makeup that we're gonna talk about today. So we'll be doing a foundation wear test, concealer wear test, eyeshadow review, new brush, and some new blushes and lip products. I was like, wait, I have more to talk about. So, full video for you all today. Make sure that you stay tuned till the end of the video because I will be doing a full day wear test on all of this makeup. So if you're interested in seeing how it all holds up at the end of the day, definitely watch until the very end. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I truly do appreciate it. And let's get right into this video. So first, let's start off with the product that I was the most excited to try, and that is the new foundation by Haus Labs. Now, I have not purchased anything from this brand. I've heard a lot of great things about some of the products, but this was the first product that actually made me go, I'm picking that up. So this is their Triclone Skin Tech foundation. It does retail for $45. It comes in a total of 51 shades. Yes, 51 shades. We get 1 fluid ounce or 30 milliliters of product. I picked up the shade 370, which is described as medium neutral. Now let me tell y'all this. I had a very hard time picking out a shade. I was able to go in store and try this foundation on, and I'm so glad that I did, because if I had to rely on the shades on the website, even the shade finder on Sephora's website, I could not narrow down my shade. And even this shade is not the best fit. I've already posted reels on Instagram and also here on YouTube showing just a quick demo of this foundation. A lot of you all have commented like, that looks too yellow, that's not a good shade match for you. Someone even said, I'm taking this foundation back because I couldn't find my shade. I would agree, the shades are very, very hard to even just get you in the right ballpark. And even with this shade 370, it is described as medium with neutral peach undertones. And so I do love a foundation that has a peach undertone. I love a concealer with a peach undertone. I just love complexion products with a peach undertone. But I would have to agree with you all, this is definitely much more warm on my complexion than the description of this foundation. So if you can go in store, I would highly suggest you doing that, because I think that will be the biggest problem with this foundation, is just trying to find your shade. I love that they came out with 51 shades. I think they did a very good job of trying to really embrace all of the possible complexions and undertones that are out there, but it was difficult to get a shade. I think we were able to pull it together for sure, but if you can go in store, definitely do that. Okay, so let's get into some details of this particular foundation. So it's going to have more medium type coverage. This brand is going to be clean at Sephora, and it's a medium coverage, weightless, clean foundation with fermented arnica that reduces redness, helps even skin tone, and protects from environmental stresses. And so the finish of this particular foundation is said to be natural. This product also has 20 plus skincare ingredients in it, and I know some people don't like when foundations, complexion products has skincare in it, but I did want to point that out for that very reason. It's also going to be vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free. So I applied this foundation with a damp sponge, and I also applied it with a brush. I liked both applications with the sponge and the brush, and I do think I got a little bit more coverage with the brush application, but I feel like both sides blended in really beautifully, and I really liked the application of the product on the skin. When I actually purchased this, I put half my face with foundation on, and I just used my fingers to blend it in, and I wanted to really see, like, you know, how close of a match am I coming toward my natural skin color. So when I left the store, I still had half my face with the foundation on, and I was like, well, let me just put foundation on the rest of my face. So I wore it for one day. I would say I probably wore it for about 5 or so hours, just it sitting on my face, and I felt like it was a really great product just to kind of throw on your face and go out the door, which I love foundations like that. This is gonna be like your perfect everyday type of foundation, simply because it does have more of a skincare base to the foundation. It's more of like a serum-like foundation. It does blend really nicely with your fingers, but it also works well with a brush or a sponge. So if you can find a foundation shade that really matches your skin tone, this very well could be one of those foundations that you just throw on and go out the door, because it's gonna, you know, even out your redness. It's gonna just make yourself or make your face look just more put together. So upon initial application and just kind of first impressions, I was like, I can get with this for like a very just simple type of like refreshing type of foundation. Now having it on with like makeup on top, and I've had this foundation on now for a good 5 hours, I really like how it sits on the skin. I think I was able to pull it together in terms of the complexion on it. The concealer we'll talk about in a little bit. I have on a more neutral type concealer, and I think it looks really beautiful and just perfecting on the skin. Of course, I took it out in my natural lighting. I think it looks great, and I think when you see it in the natural lighting and outside, the shade does match better. I didn't find that this oxidized or anything like that, but of course, leave all of your feedback in the comment section down below, because I love to hear what you all say. And then when I took it out in natural lighting outside, I thought it looked really nice on the skin, and I really like that natural look. Not a glow, like it's too dewy, but just this very nice natural look on the skin. And then I took it for flash photography. There was no flashback. So all in all, I was just like, okay, I think I like this foundation just off of initial application. After 5 hours of wear, I don't find that it's settling too much in my fine line right here. Just to let you all know, I just did my skincare. I didn't go in with a primer. I have more normal like type of skin. I did not set my face. I did set my concealer, but like the perimeter of my face and my forehead, I didn't add any additional powder. So I think after about 5 hours of wear, I would definitely have to say this is more of a natural like foundation. It's not looking too dewy. It's also not looking dry or feeling dry. I would agree that this feels quite weightless on the skin, and so far I am liking it. So I'm gonna wear this for a few more hours, and definitely stay tuned till the end of the video to see how it's looking after about 8 hours of wear. Now moving on to concealer. So I was so excited about this concealer because Dash Lopez, she is a Danessa Myers angel. She also is a model, and I love her. I just love her. So I've seen her demoing this concealer, and I was like, I need to try that. So this is the Milk Makeup. This is the Future Fluid All Over Medium Coverage Hydrating Concealer. It does come in 30 shades. It retails for $29, and it does come with 0.28 ounces or 8.5 milliliters of product. I did get the shade 14N, and 14N is described as having medium with neutral undertones, and I would definitely agree that this is like a nice neutral type concealer. This is described as a multi-use medium to full coverage concealer that covers, sculpts, and hydrates for a lightweight, crease-proof natural finish. And I would definitely say this has more of a natural finish. It does come infused with hyaluronic acid, Defensil, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Revlon. This is going to support and protect the skin barrier. And then caffeine, aloe vera, and arnica that will visibly brighten and smooth the skin. This product is also vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free. And so I was really excited about this one. I know that Dash has very dry skin, and my under eyes, y'all, like my whole face is about normal, but my under eyes sometimes, the skin there can feel like a desert. So anytime I see a concealer that's supposed to be hydrating, and I see that people who have normally more dry skin enjoy a concealer, I'm always excited to try it. So first of all, this is the packaging of it. I really like this shorter, kind of like wider packaging. It does come with a doe foot applicator, but it's got more of like a pointed doe foot, which I really do like. And I also like that there is like a little suction in the tube, so you don't take out way too much product. But words to the wise, you can definitely apply too much of the concealer. So when I put it on, I think it was this under eye area, I definitely applied way too much, which is why when you saw the footage, it looked quite stark after I initially applied it. But what I do like though, this is what's great about this product, it blends into the skin. So even if you apply way too much, just keep blending and tapping it into the skin. It actually blends into the skin to where you just don't look like you've got like two, you know, stark areas under your eye. And I love that because it is nothing worse than going in with a concealer. You apply too much and you're trying to blend and it's like blending everywhere, but then it's like not blending into the skin. It's just sitting on top of the skin. And this concealer does not do that. Like, I am quite impressed already with this concealer. I would definitely agree that this has more full coverage. And like I said, if you apply more, you can definitely build up the coverage. But I do like that this is not going to be one of those products that if you apply too much coverage, you almost have to take it off because you've already messed up your makeup. Now I did set my under eyes and T-zone, which is where I applied the concealer, with my Kosas Cloud Set Powder in the shade Comfy. I did want to set it because even though it says it's creaseless, I wanted to just still set it myself. And I didn't apply a lot, and I was just like, okay, I would say that this is pretty much true to claim it's being creaseless. I mean, I do see a little bit of creasing, and I'll come in close so you all can see. So I do see a little bit of creasing like right along this area in the inner corners, but out here, I don't see it settling in any of my fine lines that are in the outer corner of my eyes. It's sitting really nicely around the corner of my nose. And I would say I've had this concealer on as well for about 5 hours. I really like it. Like for this concealer, I was like, I like this concealer a lot. And I'm gonna say there's been some good concealers that have come out lately. We've got Shar Girls. I've been wearing this one nonstop. The Sephora Collection concealer. This one is great. And now we've got this Milk Makeup one. I'm like, this has been the year of complexion, okay? Okay, so I am really enjoying this concealer as well. Once again, I will also wear this concealer for another few hours so we can see what it looks like after about 8 hours of wear. But I think I might get another shade to see how it looks as a bronzer, because it says that it's multi-use and you can sculpt with it and do all the things with it. And with this formula, it is thick enough to where I feel you can do those things with it, but it is also not thick and cakey either, which I really do like. Once again, it blends so well into the skin. I can most definitely see you using this potentially as literally your base concealer, foundation, bronzer. Like, I really do see it being full face use type of product. So I am really liking this concealer. I had high hopes for it, and I'm glad that so far my expectations have not been disappointed so far. Okay. Now, I was really excited. Chantecaille sent over their new collection. So this is their, let me get my pamphlet. This is their fall 2022 collection, and they came out with a Black Jaguar and a Cougar collection. So they sent me over the Black Jaguar collection. So this is their eye quad, and this one is really, really pretty. I love the cooler tones that are in this particular eyeshadow palette. I would say cool to neutral, because it's not so cool that it's just like, if you don't like cool tones, you won't like this color story, but it's definitely one that is more neutral to cool. So I have, this is not my first Chantecaille quad. The formula is really, really pretty. I'll do some quick swatches so you can see what it looks like. So the formula of these eyeshadows, it's really nice, really soft, but you can build up the shadows. So although the shadows are not overly pigmented, you can build them up, and I really do like that about this particular quad. I would say that this color story is going to work for a good amount of complexions. This shade right here, which is kind of like a charcoal type of gray black, does allow you to add depth to the eye, and I do think that this would probably be the quad that you would want to get if you did have a deeper complexion. They also have the Cougar Eye Quad or Quartet that is definitely more brown neutral, and I like the way that that one looks, but I also know that in terms of what it would look like on my complexion, I probably won't get, you know, too many diverse eye looks from it. I think this is one that I could get some more eye looks from it. And I really do like the quality of this one. I had no issues with any of these eyeshadows, and even this blue shade. The blue shade has more texture to it. It does have some sparkles to it, but it's nothing that's gritty. I didn't experience any fallout with any of these eyeshadows. And I would also say this white shade has more of like that textured, slightly, I don't want to say glittery, but just slightly textured type of formula. But once again, no fallout, very easy to apply with a brush. And I really enjoyed this one. So I'm so thankful that they sent this to me. And I also got 2 of their lips, but I'll share that at the end because I'm gonna go how I applied the products onto the face. So I really do like their formula of eyeshadow. I think this is my 2nd or 3rd quad from Chantecaille, and I do feel like their eyeshadow formula is consistent. So if you have one of their eyeshadows, quartets, and you really like the formula, then it's literally just a matter of, is this color story appealing to you? Because if you love the formula of their previous eyeshadows, you will love this formula. It's really smooth, buttery, and buildable. Now, blushes. So my birthday was September 10th. Yay, I am 38, so thankful to see another year. And so I asked Sean to get me a couple more Gucci blushes because I picked up one. I picked up shade 04 from the Gucci website, and I liked the formula of it. And I felt like though this shade, this is the shade that I picked up, I felt like though the shade was just like a little light, just a little light. So I'll do a quick swatch of this shade. So I was just like, okay, let me see what maybe some deeper shades might look like. Because I do like the formula. It's a luminous matte formula. So this is the coral shade, which is 04. So today I'm wearing the shade Rosy Pink. Is that what it's called? Sorry, Rosy Beige 05. And when I saw it in pan, I was just kind of like, this looks like it could be a little ashy on my skin. And y'all let me know. I don't think it looks ashy at all. It's definitely more of like a mauve type shade. So let me swatch it right here. And it was buildable on my skin, but it's definitely lighter than what I thought, especially when looking at the pictures on the Sephora website. So I do wish that they had deeper shades, because now I'm like, there's just really one shade that looks like it would be deep enough for anyone who has a richer complexion, a tan to richer complexion. The other shade that I picked up was 03 Radiant Pink. This gave me like NARS orgasm type of vibes, and I actually haven't put it on my face yet. So I was just like, let's see, maybe this will be one that would look nice. So this is what 03 Radiant Pink looks like. Maybe I'll add a little on my cheeks. We'll also talk about this new brush by Sonia G. This is her jumbo bronzer brush. So let's just apply some right here. Guys, I am not impressed with these shades. I mean, it's pretty, but it's nothing to write home about, and I am a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I am disappointed because I'm just like, these are beautiful shades for lighter complexions. But if you have any type of tan to deep complexion, it's just not gonna be enough pigment. And even though you can build up the formula, it's just not gonna be rich enough, you know? Like, I will say Radiant Pink does look nice, but it's nothing that's like, yes. And it's also, like I said, it's going to be limited to a certain category of complexion. So I don't know, if I'm being honest, I don't know if I'm going to keep the shades that Sean bought me. I'm definitely gonna go and see what the deepest shade looks like. I think they're in my local Sephora. So, but I don't know. Y'all tell me what they look like on the skin. You all, like I said, as of right now, you're looking at it from a different angle. I'm looking at it and I'm just like, they're nice. Oh, I love the formula. I need more shades, Gucci. I need more shades. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna say it like this. The formula is beautiful. So if you feel these shades will work for you, I will recommend the actual product. I would just say if you have deeper, richer skin, I just don't know with the shades that they have, which ones you would actually like, you know, based on like your blush preferences. I am a blush girl. I want to see my blush. I want it to be popping on the cheeks. So I do like blushes that are more pigmented, and I will put that bias out there. So the quality of these blushes are amazing, and if they had more deeper shades or like richer shades, I would most definitely get all of them. I just don't know about these two. Like, I don't know. So I'm not saying it's a bad product. For me, it's the shade. It's nothing with the formula. So that's that. And then, Sonia G. So thank you so much to Beautylish and Sonia G for sending over her new Jumbo Bronzer Brush. So this brush is going to be formulated with dyed Psychoho goat hair. And if you go on her blog, oh my gosh, the detail of Sonia G. She gives you so many details, so many comparisons of this Jumbo Bronzer Brush with other types of her brushes. I mean, it's like, go and read the blog. I will have it linked in the description box so you can definitely get all of the details of this brush. But I will give you some quick high points about it. So this is a part of her Sky series, and she says that this brush is not going to be limited edition. However, she doesn't know if she's going to be making any more brushes with Psychoho goat hair. So she's not sure how long she's going to either be able to restock this brush or how often she's going to be able to restock this brush. So it's not limited edition, but she doesn't know if it's going to be permanent. And she does explain in more detail why in her blog. So definitely check that out. It is going to retail for $85. It will launch on Tuesday, September the 13th. And what makes this brush special and different from her other brushes that she has? Number one, it's large. Y'all look at that. It is large. Also, she says that the hairs are not as soft as, where's that brush? The Hinaki brush, I think it's how you pronounce it, and I can't find the brush. So she says that the brush hairs of the Jumbo Bronzer Brush are not as soft as this, I think it's called Hinaki brush. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing the words wrong. This one is so soft, but I think this Jumbo Bronzer is soft too. Like when I read that, I was like, Miss Sonia, this is still very, very soft. The hairs are longer, and she says what makes this brush so special is that you do get a really nice diffuse application of product, but this type of brush is going to definitely work to buff products on the surface of the skin, so it's not going to necessarily penetrate or allow the product to penetrate the skin deeper, but it's still going to have strength and durability. So even though the brush is fluffy, it's going to allow for products to be applied on the face in a larger surface area. You are going to be able to get some durability with this and get a nice application of product on the face. So it's not going to be one of those brushes that are so fluffy that you're just going to get a wash of color, but it's not going to be so dense where you're going to get almost too much application if the product is overly pigmented. It's really like nice in the middle type of application of buffing and applying a good amount of the product on the face. She said that this is not going to be the brush that you will want to reach for if you want a very precise application of product. But like for today, I applied bronzer. I was able to put the bronzer on my face where I wanted. It didn't get too muddy or down into or further down on my face, but I was able to apply it very quickly because of the larger surface area that it covers on the face. Just showing you a quick comparison of the Niji Pro brush, and I'm sure I'm saying that name wrong, forgive me if I am, but this is a quick comparison between the two. So the Niji Pro brush, the hairs are going to be shorter and denser, and with this brush, if you want a more dense application of product, this is the brush that you want to reach for. It's also going to buff product a little more deeper into the skin versus the Jumbo Bronzer brush. She calls this a bronzer brush, but you can definitely apply pretty much any product that you want. Bronzer, blush, highlight. It can be your overall setting powder brush, or you can use it with finishing powder. So basically any powder product, this brush can be used to apply it. And I love it. It has a pinched ferrule, so the hairs are going to be a little more dense here and then flare out. This is a beautiful, beautiful brush. I would most definitely recommend it, especially if you love Sonia G brushes, you're a collector of her brushes, or you're looking for just a good like multi-use powder brush. This one is great. So I would definitely say check it out, especially if you know that you might want this brush. I would not wait potentially for it to sell out and come back in stock, because based on what she said in her blog, if she can't restock it, then that's it. She's not saying it won't be restocked. She's just not sure if it can be restocked based on the type of hairs that they are using for this brush. So thank you so much. I'm so happy to have this brush. It is definitely going to be one that I'm going to be using over and over again, because the way that it applied my bronzer, and like I said, it is so soft. I know she says it's not the softest, but my God, this one is beautiful, beautiful. Okay, then lastly, the lips. So with the Jaguar collection, I got 2 of the lip cheeks from Chantecaille. This formula is so good. So basically it's like applying a lip oil balm on the lips with a good amount of color. So we have the shade Orchid right here, and this is such a beautiful shade. And like I said, the formula of these is just so good. And then I put Passiflora in the center of my lips, and this is what Passiflora looks like. So nice. With the Cougar collection, the shades are going to be more pink based, pink and peachy based. So I would definitely, I love these. I love the formula of these. And I also love that you have like nice pigmentation of the product on your lips. So I will definitely wrap up my thoughts at the end of this video after I come back with my wear test. So stay tuned till the end of the video so you can hear all of my thoughts, and so you can also see the wear test of the concealer and the foundation. And yeah, I will just wrap up my thoughts on all these products. So stay tuned for that. Guys, we are back, and I have to apologize. It's been a little over 7 hours. I am so tired. I cannot make it to the 8-hour mark, but I am going to share with you my thoughts. And of course, I will update you as to how I like this foundation, how it's been wearing the more I do wear it. So, and the concealer. I'm going to say at the 7-hour mark, I am really liking this foundation. Like I mentioned earlier, and I think this will remain true, I feel like this foundation is very much like a skin type of foundation. Very appropriate for the day. It's gonna give you that great coverage that you might like during the day. It's not gonna give you, full coverage, but good enough coverage if you like to wear your makeup or your foundation in the light to medium type of range. I think that it definitely evened out my skin. I do have a couple of breakouts or things like that on my face. Well, I would say more textures, not full on breakouts, but I feel like it looks and lays very nicely onto my skin. And it's not emphasizing any areas of my texture that I would be like, I don't want that emphasized. My smile line right here, I don't feel like it settled too much into it. And remember, like I mentioned earlier, I did not set any parts of my face that did not have to be set with powder. I just set my T-zone, which is right along here and right down here. And so, so far, I really do like this foundation. I definitely see me reaching for this foundation during the day. And on days when I wanna wear makeup, but I'm not trying to do like full glam or, anything along that lines. This is not a foundation I would reach for if I wanna go like full glam, evening type of makeup. This is definitely like a daytime type of foundation for me, simply because it just feels honestly like a tinted moisturizer with more coverage. And that's why I'm like saying, for me, it's a daytime type of foundation. In terms of who I think this foundation would best be suited for in terms of skin types, I honestly think anywhere from like dry skin to maybe oily skin could enjoy this. After about 7 hours of wear, I don't feel like I look extremely dewy and oily. My face also doesn't look dry or anything like that. So I think depending on your skin type, you could make this foundation work for you. I think if you have extremely oily skin, I don't know, I still think you could enjoy this since the finish is more natural. And with anything, you know, I firmly believe you prep your skin so that whatever makeup you put on top can perform its best. So even if you have dry skin, I wouldn't say skip out on your hydrating moisturizers, because I feel like you would still want that and you would still need that. But I do feel like this is a foundation that really does lie in the like good natural category. It's not too dewy, not too dry. My skin feels like there's really nothing on it, so I do think this is quite lightweight. And so far I like it. Like I said in the beginning, the only like con for this foundation is you might have a hard time trying to find a shade that will work for you. So, and even when you get in the store, I swatched a few different shades before I landed on this one as the one that I felt was closest to my complexion. So even though they have 51 shades, definitely take a look at what the description says, but also if you can go in store, I would suggest going in store to figure out what shade would work for you. But I mean, I like it. I do like it, and so far I do recommend it. For the concealer, I like this concealer as well. I don't feel like I have any additional creasing. I'll come in close so you can see. I think it really lays nicely under the eye area, which for me tends to be more dry. It's not looking like funny around the corners of my nose. Sometimes concealers can like bunch up there, aggregate and things like that. I think this concealer is beautiful. I really do like it. I'm interested to see, like I'm looking at it up close, I'm interested to see how this concealer looks compared to a couple other concealers. So if I have some time, I will definitely do some comparison videos with this concealer and some of the newer ones that I've really been enjoying lately. But I mean, so far both of these complexion products are 2 thumbs up for me. With the Milk Makeup Concealer, in terms of what skin types I think it could work for, I would once again say this concealer could work for all skin types, because I don't find that it was overly dewy against my skin. It definitely wasn't dry against my skin. So I really feel like this is a concealer that could work for any skin type as well. And I did find, and you know, you don't always see this, but in terms of the shade range, there's 30 shades. There was a lot of deeper tones of the concealer, and I liked seeing that, but I also wondered if they did that because they want this to be your multi-use product. So, you know, if somebody did want to use this for complexion, they're throwing in enough shades that someone, if they wanted to use it all over their face, they could. But like I said, I'm interested in potentially picking this up in another shade that I could use to potentially bronze with, maybe contour with. But I really do like both of these products. I most definitely see myself reaching for this foundation and this concealer again, probably tomorrow if I get up early enough to do my makeup. So let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of these products? Do you have them? Are you interested in getting them? If there are any types of questions that you have that I did not answer in this video about these products, please leave them in the comment section below and I will do my best to get those answers to you. And if you've made it to this point in the video and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining the Glam Girl Squad. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.